Hi, I'm Robert. Welcome back to another on-the-road video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com. Stop. Before you begin any repair, unplug the appliance from the wall outlet. It is also recommended that you check for proper voltage. Today we're working on a KitchenAid top-load washer. Customer's complaint was that the unit will not spin out the clothes, nor will it drain. We determined that the lid switch was defective in the fact that the seam on the body of the switch had come apart. So let's go ahead and start to replace that. The tools required to complete this repair are a number 2 Phillips and a 5/16 driver. First, we'll need to remove the cabinet, starting by taking the number 2 Phillips screws out that hold the cabinet console down, or control console down. And then we will lift that up and out and roll it back. Next, we're going to unplug the lid switch Molex. And then we're going to take a tool. You can use a flat blade driver or any piece of metal that'll fit. And you're just going to pry the clip forward and it'll pop up. And we'll take that clip off. Repeat that process on the other side. And with the clips removed, we can now remove the entire cabinet from the machine by tipping it forward and then giving it a little wiggle. It'll slide right off of the washer. Now, an experienced technician can do this repair with the cabinet just tilted off the washer, but if you've never done this before, you're going to want to be able to see what you're going to be doing, and that's why I've taken that completely off for you. What we're going to do is push in on this tab and push down on the lid switch Molex and push it through the cabinet. Again, for video purposes, so you can see what we're going after, we're gonna lay the cabinet on its face. Now first we're gonna remove the ground screw on the lid switch. It's a 5/16 screw. And we'll set that aside. Now, on the top of the lid here, or the top of the cabinet, you have 2 clips that retain the wire harness for the lid switch. The first one is here in the back, and you're just going to pull it back and slide your wires out of it. And then you're gonna do the same thing on the one on the side right here. So now you're gonna pull that clip back and push up on the wire race of the lid switch. And you can slide that out. Next, we're going to remove the 2 number 2 Phillips screws that hold the switch in place. We'll set them right here in our bleach cup. And your lid switch is removed. Now that we have a new lid switch, let's go ahead and install it. We're going to take the rounded screw holes pointing up and slide them up to where the screw holes are. And then we're going to slip our screws in by hand, and then we'll take our driver and screw them in. Now that our switch is screwed in place, we're going to bring the harness up and tuck it in along the lip and put the Molex through the cabinet, and then we'll pull back on the clip and get the wires seated in the clip, as well as the race. So you pull back on the clip, get the race in place. All right, so now we'll reinstall the ground screw. Now with the switch installed, we can reinstall the cabinet assembly. So now we're going to install the cabinet, and we're going to need to get the front lip of the cabinet underneath the lip of the frame. And it's easiest to open the lid and then slide it underneath. And then keep your foot against it, because on the base of each corner of the cabinet, there's a slot. And on the base of the frame in the back is a tab that's going to fit into the slot. And we're going to just push the side trim rails into the back. Once we get it seated, give it a good push down to make sure that it's locked in. And then we're going to take our two clips and feed the tab of the clip into the slot on the back panel, and then put it down into the form-fitted holes and press. And repeat that process on the other side. Now we'll plug our Molex plug in for the lid switch, and then rotate the control console down and line up the hooks with the holes and push it back. And we'll install our two number 2 Phillips screws. And that completes the repair. Thank you for watching another quality video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com.